Hey guys, welcome back to JR Budgets and to week 3 of April's cash stuffing. Hope everyone's had a good week ahead so far, and that you have a good week ahead. You can see a little bit of curtain here. Look, get out away. So I'm recording this on a break at work, so I'm going to be super quick. So I am stuffing 5 in coin, and then 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. No, fuck. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, and then 50, and makes 300 euros is what is being stuffed this week. So I have nothing left in my spending money from last week. I literally spent everything down to the last like couple of cent. So I spent €15 from my travel. I bought a train ticket to Galway for next weekend. So my pen pal that I went to visit in London last year is actually coming to Ireland for a little tour, and I'm going to meet her in Galway for like half a day. So I'm going on next Saturday. So I've that booked. It was funny because the train now it takes a lot, which is so like counterintuitive. The train takes longer. Like it's like an hour and 25 minutes, an hour 30 minutes for the train. Sorry, for the bus, and then the train is like 2 hours, but it was like half the price. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm booking the train. It's a little bit more comfortable anyway." So I'm gonna like download something onto my iPad and watch that. So yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. So kick it off in my sinking funds binder as always. So technology this week is gonna get a tenner, so it should have 190. So I will condense along the way. So 150 in the bank already, and then 40 is 190, which is correct. So yeah, how has everyone's week been? The weather has been really weird here in Ireland, as in it's just been like really nice, but then really shitty. Like it can like the sun is coming out, really nice blue skies, and then it's like torrential downpour of rain. So I don't know what's going on. Eating out is not getting anything. It has 100 quid. Potentially will be stuffing that next week, depending on what I spend in Galway. Health has 160, and it's not going to get anything this week. Cats is going to get 10 this week. So it should have 115, and it has 100 in the bank and 15 in cash. So 115 in cash. Clothing has nothing at it's going to get sorry, it has 200 in the bank. Home is going to get a tenner this week, so I'll add in €10 to home. So that should have 130, so 130. I also realised in my last video I was talking about books has a fiver and it's not getting anything for now. Haircut is going to get a 10. I still haven't had a haircut. I feel so bad. So I think what I'm going to do is take out 10 and put in 20. So it should have 80. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80. Perfecto. So yeah, gifts last week. I know I was saying I took out money out of gifts and I forgot to show up the picture. So I'll do that now. So that's the cake I made. They're the cupcakes I made. Gender reveal cupcakes for my friend. And then the other money that came out of gifts were, which I moved into the gift binder. The other money that came out of that was for like a communal work present for my colleague who got engaged. Netflix, which is subscriptions, is not going to get anything, but it has 60 quid in there, so I'll leave that for now. And then my house is going to get 25, so let's just swap. And it should have 2,600 quid. So 2,500 and 100 makes 2,600 quid in my house. Probably like half of a percent of the way there. Probably not even, I don't know, a lot more needed for a house anyway. But look, it builds up over time. That's why I do love the cash stuffing method. Okay, on to spending money. So I'm going to give myself 50 quid. And I am working on Hoot Loot in the savings challenge binder. Let's go find the Hoot Loot dice. So Hoot Loot is this one here. And the way I run Hoot Loot is a little bit different. So if I roll an odd number, it's a 5. And if I roll an even number, it's a tenner for my spending money. So my dreaded weighted 4 that I feel like I get every single time. So that's going to be a tenner. And I will roll once more. 6. So that's 20 quid going into Hoot Loot. So 30 quid going into spending money, which should be fine because, like I said, I am meeting my friend in Galway. I have my train booked already, and I don't think I'll need to do anything. Like, I don't plan on spending anything. Don't really need anything up there. Anyway, 20, 40, 60, 80. So 280, 330, 335 euro in Hoot Loot. Fiver Friday is getting a fiver, as it always does. And I can tick one more of those off. So that's how much is done in that one. I really want to count it, but I won't. I'll probably like count it in my condensing video just to see what I can take back to the bank. Tenner Tuesday is going to get the same. And I can just tick off another one of those. And again, I think it's the same amount that's in that one, but I don't know how much off the top of my head. I don't know where they're going to go, Tenner Tuesday or Fiver Friday. 20 Thursday, it hasn't been started. I might start that. Okay, on to Pixel Perfect. So, give myself 20 quid for travel, and I roll a dice and see how many pixels I'm doing. 4. I'm trying to think now, because I have my train booked, so I'm in the office twice next week. So I can probably do one more roll if it's low. Yeah, 6, 12. Great. So I can put 8 euros into travel spending for the week. So that's what, like 38 between travel and spending money, which is absolutely perfect. So where are we? We need to do a 5, which is this one down here. It was 6, wasn't it? So, and the last one for 6. So what have I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to do. So that's what, like, I'll probably get this finished by the end of the month, which, happy days. And then I don't know what I'm going to do when that's done, but anyway, let's pop the money into Pixel Perfect. And my envelope is on its last legs, so €2 gone in there. So let's smush that. What about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11? So 21. Sorry, 21, 31, 41, 51, 56, 256. But what I'm going to do is swap out 2 of those for those. So €256 in Pixel Perfect with €16 more to go in there. Scratch off then, I am working on the Apple bills, and I think this is a tenner. Oh, well, it should be a tenner. So let's scratch that off. And it is a tenner. So let's... So as a tenner, I can pop in 10 here now. So it has 40 quid, and that is the first part of that one done. So I'll move on to the next one next week. I think it's blueberries or something like that. So let's just throw that back in here. And then save Apple. So I went to jail last week. So I am... What am I going to do? Spice things up a little. I was here, so let's roll one of these dice. 2. Oh, 1, 2, 25. Fuck. At least that's a big one gone. Because I thought that. I was like, oh, I'll get like a 12 and I'll get further along the board, but 25. Yikes. Okay, Save Appley has 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, and 50, 120. And Save Appley is from cash cushion budgets. And then Mushroom Hunt Bun was one I finished last week, so great. And then I am on a wild card. And I don't have the cards. I need to go find them. I'll be back. Okay, I got them. But I also got, this is what the next one is going to be for the scratch off. So we're going to do Blueberry Bucks. So let's go back here and throw that at the front. And let's take out this one. And we'll throw it back on here. So we can throw it at the back. And this is a challenge that I purchased on Vinted. Okay, moving that out of the way. Let's just... Oh, you... Doesn't want to work for me. Anyway, out of the way. Okay, wild card. Where was I? I was on King last week, wasn't I? So, as far as I'm aware, I'm doing higher or lower. I forget what I'm doing with these, to be honest. So, these are the ones that I have drawn already. And this is where I started. So, I just want to double check that they are mixed up. Okay, they are. So, let's just like mix them up a little bit. So, if I get it right, it's a 5er, I think I was saying. And if I get it wrong, it's a 10er. So, King was the last one. So, am I saying higher or lower than a King? I'm going to say lower because I mean it kind of has to be lower. And 3, which is lower. Great. So, that's a 5er. So let's pop that into wildcard. And let's go, while I'm on it, let's do another pick. So higher or lower than a 3, which I feel like it has to be higher. And it's a 6. So, brilliant. Okay, so that's another 5er gone into wildcard. And that wildcard is from a budget with Ira. So let's pop these in here again. It's so hard to get them back in the little box thing without breaking them. Okay, so let's go. What I'm going to do is put the 6 on top because that is the next one that and then I'll put these in the envelope as well. So we know that those ones are used. So that was wildcard. And sorry, wildcard has 30 quid, is it? 35 quid? I don't know. 5, 10, 15, 25 in wildcard. Brilliant. Okay, moving on to the occasions binder. Birthdays and other occasions. So as I was explaining earlier on, gifts, I took 50 quid out of that last week, and that was to purchase ingredients for my friend's gender reveal cupcakes that I made for her, and she's having a girl, by the way. I saw the video and it was so cute. She's super, super excited. She's actually gonna be, like, you know, when you just know your friend is gonna make like the best mom ever, like that's what she's gonna do. And then I contributed to my colleague's engagement present at work. So my aunt's birthday then is in May, and she is fully funded. My dad's birthday is also in May, and I want to save 150, and I have I'll put in 20, so I'll take out that 30 and add in a 50. So that is the 50 gone in there, and he is now fully funded. And then Father's Day, I'm going to put in a tenner for, and that's June, I want to say. Alexa, when is Father's Day?
Father's Day will be on Sunday, the 20th of June.
20th of June. And then my mom's birthday is in September. My nana's birthday is in November. And then Secret Santa in February. And then back to Mother's Day and all that crack-a-lack. So that's that one done. Okay, moving on to Christmas then. Which, things are falling around. So for Christmas, what have I left? 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45. Okay, so let's do 2 10s for now. I may come back to this and finish this. So, I don't know if you can tell that I'm so unprepared for this. I'm just kind of like winging it. So, 20 quid going into Christmas. Which is basically all but completed. So 10, it literally needs 15 quid, and that'll be €500 in Christmas. which is amazing. I might complete that because it'll be so nice to complete. Okay, moving on. Things falling around, apparently. Around. Passport to Success, which is a bit battered at this stage. Okay, sunglasses. Let's do one of those, and they are a tenner each. So let's just cross off one of those. And Passport to Success. So if we pop in 10, and Passport to Success this time has 100 in the bank, 20, 40, 50, 60, 65. So 165 in Passport to Success. The travel fund has 300 quid, and that is going to stay there for now. And then accommodation, I will put in €10. So that is one more of these hotels that I can colour in. 3-star hotels. Here's one for you. If you are on holidays or on vacation, like, do you stay in like a fancy hotel, or would you rather like keep it reasonable and stay in like a 2-3-star hotel, and this, as long as it's like safe? That's what I always say. As long as the place is safe and clean, I actually don't care where I stay. And it has €30 now in the accommodation fund. And then London is going to get skipped, so is Japan, because they are not my priority right now. So I'm working on the trip challenge. So I'm going to put in a $5 this week in here, so I can colour in another. And look, you can see I've smeared it already. So this is one from Budget with Ira as well. And what I am going to do with this one when I complete it is, once it gets completed, there'll be 60 quid in, and then I will move that across into the other one. So let's throw that in there, and then behind that is the Passport challenge, which has 50 quid, and that is all I need in that one. Okay, on to the monthly challenges that I have, and I'm working on April, and I will put in €10 in here, which now means this one is going to have 20, 30, 40, 45, and I can cross off 2 more of those, which gives me €20 to play with. So okay, so many choices of what to do. Okay, I'll finish this next week, and that will be April done, and then that will be a full month of challenges, of the monthly challenges done. So let's go, and I have 20 quid left. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 5 in here into the next one. So 35 was done, so I'll put 5 into the next like envelope, and I can like build it up that way if I can get into it. Come on. So 5 can go in here, and this is a Little Wonder from Budget with Ira. It is the Moth to a Flame. So I have 35 already done, so now I have 5 in here. So I can build it up that way. And then 15 quid. I have 2 choices. I could finish Christmas, and that would get that done. No, I'm not. I'll finish it next week. I'll put 15 quid into this one here. So let's fold her up. So 15 quid is in here, into the box if it goes in, and cross off a 5 and a 10, and there we have it. Another cash stuffing video for another week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow for a mini Monday for April. But yeah, that is it. Thanks so much for watching. Do leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you're feeling generous. I do love getting back to all the comments. I love reading your comments. And how's your cash stuffing journey going? But yeah, okay, I need to go because I need to go back to work. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.